Hi guys. So I have a story. When I was in 8th grade, I got into it with my best friend. Like really into it. It was completely my fault, but I was so full of pride I didn't want to admit that, and it actually cost me the friendships. By the end of the school year, we weren't even talking to each other. I was sitting alone at lunch. I was riding the bus, sitting by myself. I felt so isolated. This group that I was once in the inner circle, all of a sudden I was on the outs. And it was like heavy. I felt like there was no hope. I was completely in despair. I was lost, and I was so sad. We ended up not even talking to each other by the end of the school year. That summer, still not having any of my friends, my parents signed me up for church camp. And I was bummed. I did not want to go, but I did. And I am so glad that I did. Because for the first time, I had an encounter with God, like a real encounter. That's the moment where in my life I say that's where my relationship with God started. The summer between 8th grade and 9th grade. God met me with mercy and redemption and love and grace, and oh, that grace, I can't even tell you. I can't even describe it. And I was able to use that grace that I received and that mercy that I received. And in 9th grade, I went back and I went to each of my friends that I had wronged. I was in the wrong, but I mended those relationships. In 1 Samuel chapter 7, the Israelites are under attack. They are being literally physically attacked, like a war. But God saves them. And at the end of this war, at the end of this battle, the king at the time, Samuel, raises this rock in the air and says, God has redeemed us. That rock is called an Ebenezer. An Ebenezer just means a remembrance. And I feel like we have these Ebenezer moments in our lives, right? These moments that we can look back on and we can say, without a doubt, God intervened in my life. God brought me to something from something. That's what 8th and 9th grade is for me. 8th grade was this moment of me trying to fit in and be part of a crowd that maybe I didn't really belong to. Summer happened, I met God, and 9th grade was full of restoration. That's probably my biggest Ebenezer moment, and we all have them. We're going to talk about that this week. We're going to talk about why our past is our past, how it shaped us, why our story is our story, and why it matters. We want to claim our history, not be ashamed of it, because it's brought us to where we are today. And that's great. Even the down parts, even the lowest lows and the highest highs are all part of who we are, who God is shaping us to become. And it tells a story of how we got here. So we're going to unpack that a little bit in groups tonight.